gets the first two. Curry guarding
Zaglinski, who's really coming on after an early injury.
And on the offensive end, with Virginia to try to work the clock, try to get high percentage shots, as well as open three-point looks.
Send with a miss. Kelly had the rebound, and then Duke throws it away. Mike Krzyzewski said before the game, there's different energy flows to different parts of the season. With back-to-back games on the road and another game on Sunday, this is a particularly difficult stretch for his team. But you would have to think on the road against Virginia, a 12-12 team with 4 guards, they'd be able to handle it, certainly heavily favored coming in.
Yeah, but right now, 2 turnovers right away by Virginia, giving Duke confidence to play on the road as well as extra opportunities. Take a look at the switches right now. That's the one thing that 4 guards can do. For the most part, they can switch everything that goes side to side.
10 on the shot clock for Nolan Smith. Finds Kelly. Keep this in mind as well. With only one big guy, Hassan Sen, he cannot afford to get in foul trouble. He simply cannot. Will Sherrill missing another game with a leg injury. Scott has been out most of the year. Evans and Curry with a loose ball.
It just seems right now Duke in the last 3 possessions have been quicker to the ball, able to run the stuff that they want. And you take a look at the pin downs right there. There's a mismatch somewhere because of the 4 guards playing for Virginia.
Singler tries a very difficult pass and throws it out of bounds. Tony Bennett envisioned something much different here in his second season. With Scott, who was averaging a double-double, he had a very productive big man and some good guards. He envisioned a lot better season than he's having. Zaglinski missed a lot of time, just now rounding back into form. Farrakhan in the lane against Kelly. Got it.
And that's
patience.
That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to exercise patience, get to spots where they know they can at least get shots off, but make Duke play defense. You know, Virginia wouldn't mind playing this game in the 50s if they could, but I don't think they can.
Plumlee off his hand and out of bounds, and Duke a little sloppy starting this ball game. And there's Kyrie Irving, the brilliant freshman, still recovering from a toe injury. Whether he'll make it back at all this year is highly questionable.
Virginia can have a lot of success if they spread the floor, good spacing, and try to take a man off the dribble. And there's the pet peeve of my partner, Mike Patrick.
Farrakhan, as good as he is, carries the ball an awful lot. That time they caught him. And Scott out for the season. He was averaging almost 16 points and better than 10 points a game. And the guy was just a beast.
Yeah, he changed the total complexion of the Virginia offense when he's in the game.
Singler walks, and Duke has been a turnover machine. That's 4 in the first 3 minutes.
Well, I think what's happening right now, Duke recognizes their advantage, and they're trying to get the ball to their bigs any way they can, even trying to throw over the defense, and that may not be a natural type of attack for them.
Evans, who leads his club in assists, drives on Plumlee. Sen with a rebound, and Hassan Sen called for pushing off. Nolan Smith appeared to have position, and Sen just got rid of him.
Yeah, the problem getting inside is that you've got to be able to use your hips and your shoulders and not your hands. Officials will always see the hand. They will allow the battle of the hips and shoulders, and in that case, the stronger man can get position.
Akeel Mitchell, number 25, checks in for the first time. Nolan Smith for 3, in and out. Mitchell with a rebound. Kicks it out to Zaglinski in a hurry. He's on the run with Farrakhan, and he throws it away.
Well, here we are taking a look at that unique view of Nolan Smith's game. We're calling it No-Land. And on the left-hand side, you see the isolation on Nolan Smith. On the right-hand side, you see the development of the play. And 2 quick assists by Nolan Smith early in this game. You can see his effectiveness not just as a scorer, but as a distributor.
Plumlee gets the tip out. Curry for three. And Curry has been on fire in just about every department lately. That time he hits the three. He is 11 out of 21 coming into this game in the last 3 games, and he came of age in the second half against North Carolina.
Yeah, you awaken a scorer, and it's hard to put him back to sleep. Seth Curry is playing with an awful lot of confidence.
Janine Edwards talked to him, and she will share her thoughts when we come back out of the first commercial break.
There's a nice move by Evans right there. They're challenging the interior defense of Duke.
Kelly with a miss, and here's a foul against the Blue Devils, and it's going to be on Singler, and he can't believe the call. Mike Krzyzewski can't believe things are going this raggedly so far.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Reese's, the perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter. And in part by the Lincoln Spring Forward event. All this luxury, all this confidence.
Luxury everywhere you look. First of its kind technology. When your heart and head are saying the same thing, listen.
At the Lincoln Spring Forward event, get an attractive sign and drive lease plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on a Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
It's February. This month only, any regular footlong is a $5 footlong. Even the zesty Italian BMT.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Connecticut versus Louisville, Friday at 9 on ESPN.
Welcome back to Charlottesville, where Duke has an early 7-4 lead. We promised you Janine Edwards, and we deliver. Here's Janine.
Well, Mike, we've been telling you guys all season how Duke's been waiting for a third guy to emerge. Well, over the last 4 games, Seth Curry is averaging nearly 15 points per game. He told me he's changed his whole mental approach. He said, when I go out there, I'm thinking more aggressively, thanks in part to something his brother told him. Stephen plays for the Golden State Warriors, and he's been watching the Duke games, and he told Seth, man, you've got to work harder off the ball. You are just standing around out there. Well, Curry took notes, and Mike Krzyzewski has taken notice. He said it's exciting to think, is this just a hot phase, or is this who he's become?
Janine, there, everybody in Duke Blue is hoping this is what he has become, and certainly they would not have come from behind to win that North Carolina game had he not exploded, both as a scorer and as a point guard.
Well, once a scorer, always a scorer. It's just a question of whether or not you get the opportunity or create the opportunity. And for all the little brothers out there, big brothers have something to say that has some value.
Zablinski trying to work the break, kicks it back outside. Harris, who has made more three-pointers than any freshman in the ACC. That was number 50 for Joe Harris.
And Joe Harris has come alive over the last 2 games, averaging 17 points, shooting better than 50% from beyond the arc. He's the key, as well as Zablinski. They will stretch the Duke defense and allow the spacing to create stuff off the dribble.
Singler, who has not shot as well as he would have liked. Mustafa Farrakhan puts Virginia ahead, the Cavaliers, on an 8-0 run. And no surprise that a heavy underdog is ahead, because everybody gets the best shot they've got against the Blue Devils.
The thing about it, though, is Duke has shown resilience, able to adapt. And remember I said, just about every play there's a mismatch out there, and right there Jontel Evans got caught trying to guard Kyle Singler in the post.
5'11" against 6'8".
Well, here's Zaglinski on the penetration, and that's what the penetration has done. You know, they really are complementary. You can penetrate, force the defense to contract, and you kick it out to the setup three-point shooters. Vice versa, hit the threes, creates opportunities to drive.
Singler had it knocked away, and on the run, Farrakhan.
This is kind of reminiscent of Virginia at Duke, where Virginia got off to such a terrific start, only to be kind of whittled down and worn down by Duke's depth.
Curry in and out, nearly got the bounce to go back in. One and done.
And I say Duke's depth because Duke's depth is also kind of tentative. All depends on who's doing something, but Virginia, very short bench.
Harris guarded by Tyler Thornton, who's in for the first time. Zaglinski with great range. Dawkins with that exceptional stroke. Andre Dawkins tied for second in the conference at 42.9 from long range.
And Duke right now has two guys that will pull up on the fast break opportunities behind the arc with no conscience, and that's Andre Dawkins as well as Seth Curry. And you look at Duke right now, they've got 4 guards in, actually 3 guards in the game, attempting to try to match Virginia.
Hey, when you shoot that well, who needs a conscience? Farrakhan carried it again.
Did you say something to the officials?
I did not. Oh, please, no.
I'm just kidding.
No.
It's amazing, though, that he's getting called for it, even though he has been doing it a lot this year. 7 points and 4 turnovers. So he's been productive on the offensive end, but he can't afford to keep giving it back to Duke.
Dawkins around the screen. Virginia by a couple. Hairston is in for Mike Krzyzewski.
And right now, I think that Mike Krzyzewski going to the 3 guards might be playing in Virginia's hands.
Thornton throws it away. You know, they had a tough first half in that North Carolina game and allowed Curry the opportunity to take that spot. Duke has 6 turnovers. Now make it 7.
Again, you look at the 3 guards out there trying to defend. And I think that they've run away from their advantage, which was having the size.
Virginia playing well early, leading Duke by 2.
At Samuel Adams, we get inspiration for our seasonal beers from all over the world.
For us, spring seasonal, we make Samuel Adams Noble Pilsner. It's our take on a classic Bohemian Pilsner.
And we found the traditional heirloom malt.
Laid out and turned daily by hand. Produces a lot more flavor.
Our twist with this beer is using all 5 noble hops.
4 hops from Bavaria and 1 from Bohemia.
We get a very bright, hoppy note with a clean finish.
It's got a lot of flavor.
And refreshing.
It makes you look forward to the warmer days of spring. But Sam Adams Noble Pils will be gone before you know it.
What do you think about Coach Knight's call at the end? It was on the line. That's ridiculous. We gotta call him. We gotta ask him about this. Coach, it was on the line.
Excuse me? Hang on. I'm going to call an expert.
Man, did you see that call that Bobby made?
What do you mean we missed a call on a 3-point line?
I can't believe you did that.
What are you looking at?
Man, that's
are you drinking tonight?
Boys.
Don't you hate it when she's right? To learn more, go to ontheline.com because your health is on the line.
There's nothing that works like confidence. Especially with all this to back it up.
At the Lincoln Spring Forward event, get an attractive sign and drive lease plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on a Lincoln MKZ.
It's not just luxury. It's smarter than that.
Ryan Burns studio, big night for the Big East on the family of networks on ESPN. It is Cincinnati and Louisville. The Bearcats up 5 early, 13 minutes to play. A couple of games on ESPN 3. Pitt down 2 to South Florida very early on in Pittsburgh. And Georgetown on the road at Connecticut, up by 5, under 13 to go. Those games on ESPN3.com. Mike?
Virginia up by 2 with 11:23 to go, first half of play. So far, it's wahoo.
Well, and as I mentioned before the break, I thought that having the 3 guards out there, at least for this period of time, may be playing into the hands of Virginia because it's a better matchup for Virginia, especially since prior to this timeout, not one of those 3 guards was Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith back in the ball game right now, so it may change the dynamic.
KT Harrell, the freshman from Montgomery, Alabama, at the line. He is averaging 9.3 points a game.
But I think he's kind of hit the wall, having a decent season. But 5 consecutive single-digit games, 8 for his last 33 from the field. And sometimes that happens to freshmen.
Yes, it does. By now, their high school season would have been over. Nolan Smith.
See the difference that he makes. Again, not only as a scorer, but his presence on the floor changes Virginia's defensive focus.
Ranked in the top 10 in virtually every category in the ACC. Zaglinski, nice head fake to get in the lane. Got it back, had it blocked by Mason Plumlee. Good defense.
Yeah, Plumlee among the top 10 in blocked shots. Almost 2 per game.
Hassan Sen is back in the ball. And John Tell Evans using that quickness inside.
And also getting a high arc off the glass to avoid the shot blockers. Evans just at 5'10". He's got to be able to use a high arcing shot.
Be a foul on Nolan Smith. Or no, it's Plumlee for setting a moving screen.
Evans does a nice job right there, splitting the defense. And look how high he finger rolls the ball off the window. Nicely done.
Duke with a 2-point lead as we approach the halfway mark of the first half. Or Virginia, rather, with the 2-point lead. Excuse me. Evans guarded by Smith.
Oh, bad pass.
And Harrell fired it between 2 players. Let's check in with Janine.
Well, Mike, the Duke coaches were telling me that when they played Virginia last month, one of the things that got the Blue Devils very antsy was the slow pace that Virginia likes to play at, and they make a lot of passes. So during timeouts, Chris Collins was telling me the main focus for the Blue Devils, he said, we'll be trying to keep them poised and make sure they're communicating.
Shot clock running down, and Harris forced one with 5 on the clock as he got caught. He nearly had a souvenir in the person of John Tell Evans. Kelly will inbound. Duke basketball.
And on that last 4th shot with the shot clock running down, if you're Tony Bennett, you can live with that because that's your focus. Running the clock down, getting a good shot.
Smith was going to continue to his right off that screen, but the defender went underneath it. So Nolan just said, all right, I'll take it, and buries another 3-point shot to give Duke the lead. Harrell. In and out. Tough shot. That was halfway down.
Important thing for the freshman is not to get discouraged. He's right on the money. You got to continue to shoot the open looks.
Smith again. His shot rims out. Plumlee with a steal and a pass to Kelly. A behind-the-back bounce pass by a 6'10" center. How about that?
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
It was blind, too, because he was facing the baseline.
Harrell under pressure from Curry. Sen, offensive rebound. Had it blocked, went straight up under the rim. And Duke has cranked it up on defense a little bit. Smith pushing it. Curry is back in at one of the guard spots.
And look at the
Mike Krzyzewski's got his starters back on the floor. Singler may have gotten away with a push-off, got the ball back. Nolan Smith in the lane, forced it up, got his own rebound. Had it blocked. Hassan Sen waiting under the bucket for him.
Physical game, you can see the officials are allowing both teams to play. And right now with Duke with their three bigs, Virginia can go really back to their pretty much game plan, which is to keep them spread, get good spacing, try to attack.
Tough shot by Evans. Outlet pass to Singler. He wasn't expecting it, nearly lost it.
Quick shot as well.
Smith calling out the play he wants. Singler tried a tough pass. It went right through one teammate's hands directly to Kelly, and he buries a jumper. And it's 21-15 Duke all of a sudden out to a 6-point lead. Blue Devils got a break on that one, but they've hit 5 out of 9 from long range.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got.
You want out of your big guys like Mason Plumlee. This isn't one of them.
Well, I'm not so sure. Guys play with a lot of confidence. He did see Kelly. You could see him peek out of the corner of his eye right there. Then he turns his back with a no look. Good pass. Good decision.
Pretty nifty. And he has played very, very well his last 4. Blue Devils come in here at 23-2. And Duke right now on an 8-0 run.
One thing I don't see Virginia do is Duke really comes out and guards the perimeter and overplays and tries to deny. I haven't seen anybody go back door for Virginia.
Kelly, nice block against Harris. Tried to get him in the air with a head fake. Kelly wasn't having any of it. Dawkins is back in. Smith around a curl. Plumlee. Nobody stopped him. And Mason Plumlee slashed down the lane. A 10-0 Blue Devil run.
And once again, when Nolan Smith dribbles and penetrates into the paint, all eyes are on him. And the cutters can come from every angle. He'll find them.
Farrakhan, good head fake, fadeaway jumper blocked, but a foul. Singler picks up his second personal. We'll be back to Virginia in a moment.
Luxury everywhere you look. First of its kind technology. When your heart and head are saying the same thing, listen.
At the Lincoln Spring Forward event, get an attractive sign and drive lease plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on a Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
When the young guns of the Nationwide Series hit the track at Daytona, they'll be running their new Challengers, Impalas, Camrys, and Mustangs 4 wide with the best of the Sprint Cup. Justin Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, and Danica Patrick put it all on the line against seasoned veterans Keselowski, Edwards, and Junior at one of NASCAR's most demanding tracks. See if they have what it takes to win the Nationwide Series at Daytona, Saturday at noon on ESPN2, presented by GoDaddy.com.
It's time. Time to save big time during your Northwest Honda dealer's 7 days of savings. Right now, you can get a new 2011 Accord, Civic, or...
We're in studio checking in on Purdue and Wisconsin. Both teams 9-3 in the Big Ten. And Purdue at home. DJ Burr there for the follow. He's got 5. And Purdue leads by 6 at the break, 31-25. Huge game on ESPNU. Georgia, one of those bubble teams, hosting Vandy up 6 and Tennessee up 4 on South Carolina on ESPN3.com. Mike?
Ryan, thanks very much. ESPN, of course, the home court of college hoops, continues Friday night at 9. Kemba Walker and number 12 UConn takes on Preston Knowles and number 16 Louisville. Friday night on ESPN. The game also available at ESPN3.com and on your phone. Kyle Singler goes to the bench with 2 fouls at the 6:22 mark. And Farrakhan will go back to the free throw line, the senior out of Harvey, Illinois. He's averaging 13.2 points a game this year and shoots 77% from the line. He's already scored 8 points in this game, but had 4 turnovers.
He's a little more productive over the last 3, averaging 16 points a game, and he's at his best when he's not turning the ball over, both literally and statistically, and also when he's looking for the shot, the 3, he can ball fake, put it on the floor, and he's playing with confidence.
6-point lead for the Blue Devils. Nolan Smith, a little scoop, and got it.
Nolan Smith sees Jontel Evans, knows he's got a size advantage, and he's taking it right to him, forcing Virginia to make a decision to help or not. And when they don't help, Nolan Smith has the advantage.
Evans back the other way, dribbles it off his foot. Dawkins. Zaglinski comes back for Virginia. Harris. 4 guards and Sen on the court for Dick Bennett. Zaglinski, nice pass to Sen, and he'll draw a foul as he goes to the bucket.
As I mentioned before, Virginia needs to keep their spacing to give the ball handlers an opportunity to penetrate and either dish it off underneath or kick it outside.
Mason Plumlee picks up his second, and Sen will go to the line. Young man out of Senegal. Last 8 games, out of necessity, he has picked up both his scoring and rebounding. 6.5 points, almost 8 rebounds a game. He was much more of a complimentary player before Scott was in. Missed the second free throw.
Yeah, and the guys who aren't playing, Sherrill, day-to-day, Mike Scott out, those are seniors. They give this team a little more experience, a little more savvy, and they've had to press guys like Joe Harris and Harrell in the service, and right there Harris gets victimized by Ryan Kelly, one of those rare post moves that you'll see from Ryan Kelly.
Nice move by Kelly, 9 points, 3 rebounds. He was being guarded by the 6'4" Harris.
Once again, mismatches just about everywhere for Duke. They just have to be able to get the ball to the right guy.
Zaglinski. Sen, offensive rebound against Miles Plumlee, and just kept fighting for position until he got it.
Well, that's why Sen is so key right now. Not only is he only real post player inside, he's got to rebound on the defensive boards and limit Duke to one opportunity, but he's got to be able to clean up the misses for Virginia, as they'll take a lot of perimeter shots.
He's the only guy out there over 6'4" for the Cavaliers. This foul, thought it might be on him. Instead, it's going to go against one of the guards.
Take a look at Ryan Kelly. There's a mismatch right there to a certain extent. Harris has got size, but he's not used to playing inside like that. And quite honestly, that's a vast improvement in Ryan Kelly's offensive game for him to be able to make moves like that down low.
Even at 6'11", he has always been considered a perimeter player. Smith to Dawkins.
Smith got away with a little bit of a carry himself on that reversal, but once again,
look at that touch. That is such a difficult shot, going to your left and then shooting back to the right. That ball just laid on the rim until it decided to go in.
And the key part about that is that he drove down the middle where there's no help. So he gets himself a one-on-one situation almost all the way to the basket because he's going down the middle and everyone's low to drop off because they're open guys who can shoot the jumper.
Harrell after a nice head fake.
And that's why Nolan Smith's ability to distribute as well as score is so important. It just keeps the other teams from trying to help.
Lob to Plumlee, foul on the way up. 3:27 to go first half. Duke with a 7-point lead at Virginia.
Miss the first must-see movie of the year. Unknown is exhilarating. Liam Neeson is intense. It's Taken meets The Bourne Identity. I didn't forget how to kill you. Unknown. Rated PG-13.
Brian Burr in studio. Get you an update on a couple of Big East games. First, it's Georgetown taking on UConn. Julian Vaughn Big guy for the Hoyas in the post, going to work, laying up and in. Currently, the Hoyas by 7 over the Huskies with 5 minutes to go. Elsewhere, it's Louisville and Cincinnati. Huge game for the Bearcats. Yancey Gates inside, collecting up and in. Coming up at the half, Jay Williams tells us why he thinks Texas is the best team, but shouldn't be the new #1. Mike?
Georgetown playing exceptionally well. We saw them over the weekend. This is Nolan. Nolan Smith. Boy, is he good.
Well, you take a look at the defenses on that last play, crossing on the baseline, and on this one, the defenders and the help, they're loath to come out and get him. You see him take a start at him and then back off because of his distribution capability. And the fact that on the last one, when he went baseline, John Tell Evans was the one guarding him. Guys don't want to step out because now Evans at 5'10" is forced to guard one of the big guys.
And if you log on to ESPN3.com to see an exclusive look at Noland, tracking Nolan Smith offensive production throughout the entire game. And if you've got your own camera, you're pretty good. Plumlee 0 for 2. First Duke free throws of the ball game. Still, they're up by 7.
Now, the mismatches can go the other way right now. As you take a look at Harris off the bounce.
Harrell got away from Dawkins and hits the jumper.
And what you're doing with Harris outside handling the ball, you're pulling one of the bigs out, and you're exercising and executing some good plays coming off the curl as KT Harrell. That's his shot.
Curry works his way around the screen and then fires. Sen with a rebound.
Got to recognize numbers right now.
Farrakhan kicks it out to Harris. If you're going to play 4 guards, you need to make those threes.
Yeah, you've got to be able to spread the defense. I'm not sure I would have taken one at that point in time.
Nolan Smith, tough long-range shot.
Yeah, one of the rare bad decisions made. It's the first backdoor I've seen, and he gets it blocked.
Maybe that's why they're not doing it. Zaglinski with a good pass to set it up.
But you don't have to shoot it if you're under control on that back door. You catch him in rotation, one more pass might find somebody.
Curry the lob to Kelly. Sen knocked it away, but Plumlee was there to follow.
Well, once again, Duke quicker to the ball than Virginia. That ball was up for grabs, and I know Farrakhan was standing underneath the basket. He had an opportunity at it, but he just watched.
31-24 Blue Devils.
And that's where that focus that you mentioned in the open comes in.
Yep. Harris with a runner.
Told you that's KT Harrell's shot. Mid-range shot coming off the screens. And Virginia keeps going to the well with him as long as they can. If Duke's going to give it to him, they're going to take it.
There's some talent on this ball club. There's no doubt about it. Had they gone injury-free, they could have made a lot of noise this year for Tony Bennett. Kelly. Sen with another rebound. That's 4 for Sen.
That was a good job by Harris, battling Kelly for that position, making Kelly take a fadeaway. And once again, players out here recognize what the officials are allowing them to do, and they've adjusted. They're playing the game, playing it physically.
Farrakhan blocked by Kelly. Nice defense. He's had a couple of those plays. 3 blocks by Kelly. ESPN, the home court of college hoops. Action continues Saturday with 2 games. At noon, number 4 Pitt takes on St. John's, and at 2, Colorado takes on the Kansas Jayhawks. College basketball presented by 5-Hour Energy on ESPN. Both games also available online at ESPN3.com and on your phone. I think we have entered that period of the season where it's not good to be number 1.
Yeah, well, you know, it kind of makes people a little uncomfortable. We alluded to the first meeting at Cameron this year, and you take a look right at the numbers. And with Duke in that first half, they had all sorts of problems shooting the ball from the outside, turning the ball over, and actually were down 6 at the half before they righted the ship. Here they did it a little bit earlier, even a 5-point lead, but they got themselves under control and started playing their basketball game as Tony Bennett's defense, you know, really had Duke kind of skittish a little bit with the turnovers early.
If this is on Sen, it will be his second. He picked up one early, and Tony Bennett put him on the bench. He's going to have to sit him down again.
But the good part, it's only 46.5 seconds remaining in the half, and he can come out fresh in the second half. So he's given his best, and for the most part stayed out of foul trouble.
Curry with a tough off-balance shot.
Why?
Zaglinski was right in his grill.
Got to let the game come to you. I know he's been hot, but you have to exercise good judgment. Allow the game to come to you, find your spots, and then capitalize.
He's taken 4 shots in the first half, made only 1, and that was by far his worst attempt.
Although in the Carolina game, he would make that one.
Oh, absolutely. He was brilliant.
Zaglinski lost the handle, had an open man.
Farrakhan. Here's the outlet to Smith. Zaglinski is back. And the foul's going to be on Zaglinski. Let's see if the basket counts. It's going to be 2 on Zaglinski.
Take a look right here. Nolan Smith knows he's got the defender backing down. And when you're backing up, it's hard to change directions. As Nolan Smith changed direction, but for Zaglinski, lucky that it was in the act of shooting as opposed to a three-point play.
Smith, who averages 21.4 points a game to lead the ACC. Having another big first half and completes the three-point play.
Was a three-point play. I didn't think they counted the bucket.
Yes, they did. 34-26. Harris with a long 3, and that's the half. So Virginia got off to a really good start, forced a lot of turnovers, but Duke did what they do very, very well. They adjusted, and they end the first half with a 34-26 halftime lead, up by 8, as they'll go to the locker room. And let's go to Janine.
Well, Mike, Tony Bennett knows that Duke has been playing a lot of strong second halves this season. What do your guys most need to hear from you right now?
Well, I think our decision-making was shaky. I thought defensively we had some breakdowns that gave them some easy hoops. And then offensively we had some careless turnovers, which you can't do. So we're going to have to come out strong, some better decision-making, shore up our defense, and take away the easy ones that we're giving them. But we're going to have to come back and battle.
Thanks, Coach.
And the lights have gone off on Tony Bennett in more ways than one late in the first half. Let's take you back to the studio and our halftime report.
All right, Mike, we appreciate it. So Duke up by 8 over Virginia, 34-26 at the half. Ryan Burr, former Duke star Jay Williams, and Jay, Duke just the 2 losses.
On the other hand, Sammy Zaglinski and Joe Harris, 1 of 10 from the field. They've got to find some offense.
And Janine has more on Nolan Smith. Janine?
Well, Mike Krzyzewski told us that Nolan Smith has quite simply earned his trust. He said, we just let him follow his instincts out there, and they're good instincts. He said, we set him up to help him feel his instincts better. He said he can just react. He doesn't have to ask. He can just do, and he's good at that.
Boy, he is, Janine. One of the things that he has done that does not come naturally to him is as a distributor. He is not a pure point guard. He's always been a scorer, but in a pinch, he'll do just fine. Thanks.
Yeah, and you know what? What Mike Krzyzewski said in describing Nolan Smith is vaguely familiar. It sounds like Kyrie Irving at the beginning of the season.
Sure does. Let's see how the Cavaliers can respond after the half. Evans, nice pass to Sen, but he couldn't handle it.
Big fellas have to be ready down low. When the little man penetrates, hands have to be up. Showing your hands, he's ready.
Singler has been off in his passing tonight. Tried to get it to Plumlee.
He must have needed a catcher's mitt.
Yeah.
Catch that one. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
4 turnovers on Kyle Singler. He has yet to score. The young man who's 4th in the conference at 17.5 points a game. And number 5 all-time, and Singler is going to be called for a pushing foul. That will be 3 on the senior.
Well, you're taking a look at the numbers there, and obviously Nolan Smith really started to find the range, as did Duke. They're 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. Most importantly, though, as far as Duke's defense is concerned, look at Mason Plumlee pretty much playing a one-man zone in the paint. When Sen goes outside, he doesn't go out with him. And 5 blocks for Duke, so they pretty much shut off the lane in the first half.
Harris had another one rattle out on him. Curry didn't do much in the first half. Kelly backs out of the double team.
A little more aggressive is the Virginia defense right now. They're starting to double the post player.
Shot clock at 11 for Curry. This is Singler. Little step back to get open. And the rebound to Zaglinski.
Yeah, Singler's struggling. You can see he may not have legs, shoot the ball. It's certainly not squared up in his normal fashion.
Farrakhan into the lane, little hanger. Sen tried to keep it alive, knocked out of bounds off of Duke. Boy, Hassan Sen, that's a tough thing to sign up for, to be the only big man in the lineup. The only guy over 6'4". He's acquitted himself very well.
Yeah, he's just got to be able to hold his position right there. Be strong in the paint, in the post, and certainly with the ball.
And do it without fouling. Jontel Evans. Sen against Plumlee. With the left hand, too strong.
Nice little move, just couldn't knock the shot down. And you notice with the 4 guards out there, everybody's worried about getting back in transition. No one on the offensive glass when Sen shoots it.
Plumlee gives it up to Singler. This is one of those nights he's just off. And a blocking foul on Sen. That's huge because it's 3.
You got to be smarter than that, as you mentioned. The only big man for that team. And here, moments ago, watch the move with Sen. Look at his shoulders. Nice little move. Might have been a little too far from the jump hook. But nevertheless, to be able to use your shoulders and fake it and get the defender off balance, you know, that's fundamental. And I think a lot of big men ought to be working on those types of moves.
So Sen comes out, and Akil Mitchell at 6'8" is the biggest guy out there for Tony Bennett. Nobody scored in this half. We've played 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Again, the double team on the post.
Bad pass by Kelly. Great hustle by Jontel Evans. Farrakhan, good head fake to get open. But he can't convert. And out of bounds to Duke. Here's Janine.
Well, Mike, you mentioned that Kyle Singler is scoreless still in this game. And at halftime, the Duke coaches took him aside and told him to just settle down, just relax, let the flow of the game come to you. Because as we mentioned earlier, Virginia has a way of getting people antsy sometimes when they try to slow down the tempo.
And Janine, he is such a great player. He keeps moving up the all-time lists at Duke. Great three-point shooter, a great defender, which often goes overlooked. Plumlee backing in, got his own rebound and his foul. Mitchell commits the personal.
That was the one time in this half that Virginia didn't send a second guy to double team the post. And it allowed Plumlee to be able to get into his rhythm and make his move.
Plumlee, who's 5th in the conference at rebounding at 8.6, already has 7 in this game. Free throw too strong.
And that foul wasn't that bad of a foul.
Tells you what he thought of the call.
But if you step back and thought about it, obviously he's putting a guy that struggles on the line, although he knocks that one down.
Plumlee with a lot better rotation on that. They're trying to work with him on getting the ball up in his fingers and out of the palm of his hand on free throws. And he has gotten better in the last couple of weeks. Harrell, good hesitation dribble, still can't get open. Zaglinski kicks it into the corner for Farrakhan. Lost it on the way up, and Nolan Smith will go end to end. It's not like Nolan Smith won't take advantage given the opportunity, and Duke is up by 11. The biggest lead of the ball game as the Cavaliers have nothing going here to start the second half.
It's not about winning or losing. It's about how you play the game. You are the controller. Rated everyone 10 and up. Connect Sports. Only on Connect for Xbox 360.
When beef meets flame, flavor is born. When beef meets cheddar and jalapenos, flavor gets a crazy cousin. The new BK Stuffed Steakhouse Burger, stuffed with bold cheddar and spicy jalapenos, fiery from the inside out. Just $3.99 only at Burger King.
Has anybody ever had skunky beer? Clear and green bottles let in light, which can turn traditionally brewed beers skunky. Brown bottles protect better.
Every Samuel Adams comes in a brown bottle, and we use tire six-packs to protect it from the light. We put so much care into brewing the beer that we want to protect it.
In the event of a collision, the smartest thing you could do is cut the fuel supply, unlock the doors, and turn on the hazard lights. Or better yet, get a car that automatically does it for you.
Right now, lease the all-new Jetta S for just $179 a month.
Yeah, again.
Oh,
Billy. Ooh. Digger. Let's go a little bit more to the right.
I got this. Still world champion, Bob Knight.
On the line. You boys better work on your game.
Don't you hate it when she's right? To learn more, go to ontheline.com, because your health is on the line.
The Nationwide Series at Daytona, Saturday at noon on ESPN2.
Back in Charlottesville, where Duke has opened up its biggest lead, 11 points over Virginia. If you believe in omens, this may have been one of them. Janine Edwards' halftime interview with Virginia coach Tony Bennett, because the lights go out. And for his offense, they have not come back on in the second half. They have yet to score 3.5 minutes in, and now they're down by 11.
Well, only 3 points have been scored in this half, all to Duke. And the 2 turnovers thus far for Virginia have come on opportunities for them to score where guys have just fumbled.
Never done a replay of the lights going out before, ever? Zaglinski. Boy, did they need that. Sammy Zaglinski, the junior out of Philly. First basket in 5 attempts tonight. Going to be a foul on Harrell. ESPN, the home court of college hoops, continues Friday night at 9. Number 12, UConn against number 16, Louisville, in that just bloodbath of a conference, the Big East. Friday night on ESPN, also available on ESPN3.com.
Singler finally scores off a set play out of bounds.
24 minutes into the game, Kyle Singler gets his first bucket. Nice backdoor cut, and the pass to Harris, and Curry just slaps at it and commits a foul. Thing about Singler, he's capable of getting 20 in the second half. Once he gets rolling, they may not be able to stop him at all.
I like it. I do too. Even if I'm cold, I ain't chasing nothing. You gon' have to catch me. And if you wanna taste, you gon' have to pay a fee. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up.
I got a hall pass.
What?
The week off from marriage.
7 days of freedom.
We're burning daylight. Let me log out. Okay, you log out. I'm gonna try to do the receptionist.
No limits.
That girl over there is looking at you.
One that looks like Chief from Cuckoo's Nest?
No rules.
Hey, what's with the helmet? Oh, chicks dig motorcycles.
No game.
Do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
No, how much?
Enough to break the ice. Hi, Fred Searing.
Hall pass.
But what I got? What are those? Just some brownies. It's a bit naughty.
What kind of soap do you use? Dove?
It's so soft.
Yeah.
Rated R, February 25th.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Diving to 4,000 meters?
Go down, down, down. Straight, go straight. Just go to the right. To the right. To the right. Just go to the right. Go to the right. Whoa, whoa. What is that?
Well, that's a, I don't know.
Whoa. Can we call him Blinky?
Expert teaching, deeper learning. Together, we are the Human Network. Cisco.
Those are the 5 times Virginia has won or shared the ACC throughout its basketball history. And you just get the feeling if Tony Bennett is given the time that he might rack up another couple of numbers on that banner. Highly respected for what he did on the West Coast. He was a terrific player, a great shooter, so he ought to be able to get some guards.
Well, one of the things I'm sure he spoke about in that long speech, as you take a look at Tony's history and resume, one of the things he spoke about had to be defense. I mean, here's a guy who is steeped in defense, learned that from his father, Dick Bennett, one of the great coaches and fundamentals, particularly on the defensive end. But Duke's shooting 50% from the field right now.
It's going to be an offensive foul against Duke, and they're going to call it, I believe, Singler for a push.
Yes.
That's 4 on Kyle Singler. And right now, if you look at this game, 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the second half, this is probably the worst overall game Kyle Singler's had in his career. Things just not going well for him tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, KT Harrell learned something. He got called for a block at one point.
That is going to be an offensive foul. The crowd doesn't like it. And neither does Tony Bennett.
Well, speaking of Harrell, a couple of possessions ago, he was called for a blocking foul against Kyle Singler, and he learned from it. He got position early, Singler pushed off. But the one thing Virginia has to learn, when you're playing against Duke, you don't have the luxury of dribbling and taking it all away. You've got to be able to pull up for that mid-range because they're very adept at taking charges.
Somebody's always going to be there, aren't they? Curry, nice pass to Plumlee. Curry got 2 defenders up in the air and a little scoop pass to the big man.
And the most important characteristic of that play was the fact that Curry was totally under control. Took what the defense gave him.
If Curry can assume a lot of those point guard duties, Duke is going to be much tougher down the stretch because he can obviously be a great complementary scorer to Smith, and Curry will pick up a foul here.
Well, you take a look right here. Curry gets the ball on penetration right here. The pass from Kelly, under control, recognizes the help side coming in Mitchell, and just draws and kicks.
And with his ability to score, you have to respect that fake. Harris leans into one. No. And Harris knocked it off of Plumlee out of bounds, and that gets Mike Krzyzewski up off the bench. He didn't like that call.
Well, that's a pretty good defensive effort by Duke to force the off-balance shot. On the flip side, I'm sure Tony Bennett not happy with taking off-balance shots.
And that may be a cramp that they're working on over there, the way they're acting. Harrell out of the corner. No. And Virginia just stone cold. Part of that may have to do with the Duke defense. Curry knocked away by Zaglinski, and then he bounced it on the end line, or on the sideline.
Well, Virginia getting chances now. You know, additional opportunities off of the Duke turnovers, but they've yet on a consistent basis to be able to capitalize.
Scored only 4 points in the second half. 14:09 to go in the game. Zaglinski, runner, hit the side of the glass.
Yeah, I think really, again, It's all about defense for Virginia. They've got to string together some stops, which allows them more patience, more of an opportunity to work for better shots on the offensive end.
Nolan Smith with a miss. Harris with a rebound. But you only get so many opportunities, and they are squandering the ones they're getting. Nice give and go, but another turnover.
Yeah, it was
had the right idea.
It was a give to the wrong guy. The Glency gave, went.
Is that a give and go the other way? Nolan Smith trying to take over, wheels into the lane. No.
Well, again, you see Duke trying to take advantage of the size advantage that they have by getting the ball in the paint, spreading the floor, and allowing one-on-one work in the paint.
Plumlee just picked up his third. Let's go to Janine.
Well, Mike, we've been talking about Seth Curry, and what many people may not know is that Virginia assistant coach Richie McKay coached Curry for a year when he was at Liberty University. He told me Curry is an ultra competitor. He said with an NBA star for a father, an older brother in the league, and being a middle child, Curry is always ready for a challenge, and he just sees the game at a different speed.
He has certainly stepped it up in the last week. Farrakhan, nice drive, missed the shot. Mitchell tried to keep it alive, but Duke basketball, and Smith cut off at the pass and brings it back out.
Now, one of the reasons Nolan Smith has been slowed down is Virginia's made an adjustment. They put Farrakhan at 6'5" on him. It's made it a little more difficult for Nolan Smith to be able to shoot over or even back down his man as he did against Jontel Evans. You see Evans not getting a lot of time in his half.
Curry, beautiful move to get free. That hesitation, and then just drilled it to take the lead to 13.
Flip side of it is, though, you got Zaglinski guarding Curry, and Curry has a size advantage on him, so Duke makes the adjustment again.
Zaglinski trying to penetrate. Gets to the free throw line, and that was halfway down. They just can't buy one right now.
That's not supposed to happen at home.
No. Curry, a long three. Rebound to Harris. He's done a nice job on the boards. Gets it back, kicks it into the corner to Farrakhan. Boy, did they need that basket to go down. Still stuck on 4 points, and Farrakhan has missed his last 7.
Well, that's a far cry from the last 2 games Virginia's played, where they've knocked down in each of those last 2 11 threes. 11 of 19 against Miami and 11 of 30 against Florida State.
And they're a really good three-point shooting team overall. Let's take a look at what's on the line for the Duke Blue Devils taking on Virginia. Brought to you by OnTheLine.com. Another sparkling record this year, 23-2, 10-1 in the ACC. The RPI's increased to 7th. The strength of schedule only 62 because the league is down this year. The notable wins, though, Kansas State, Michigan State, and North Carolina. Remaining games coming up, Temple, Virginia Tech, and North Carolina. And Virginia Tech.
Well,
they're capable of beating anybody.
Right. Those last 2 games are on the road at tough places historically for Duke, particularly during, this last 5 years or so of dominance. Those are tough places for them to play, and they've proven so. And in the end, you take a look at the 2 signature wins, both against Michigan State and against Kansas State, and neither of them have lived up to expectations.
Smith goes to the left hand. He just loves wheeling from one side of the court down the lane. And that's that personal curl.
And that's the avoidance of the help side. You go down the middle. It's really hard for guys to step up and help because Smith also can distribute.
Harris to Sen. Hassan Sen back into the ballgame with those 3 fouls. It's now or never for him. Dawkins. Long rebound to Farrakhan. 2-on-2. Kicks it out. Harrell.
Good gracious. How many times are you going to rattle the rim? Hits everything but the bottom.
Tough to make a comeback when wide open threes just won't fall. Plumlee trying to back his way in and travel. Got caught too far under the backboard. Worked and worked and worked to get an angle to shoot, but he worked a little too much. The tale of two halves, only 15% shooting in the second half for the Cavaliers. That's why they're down by 13.
5-20 UConn run. Charles Aquandu the dunk. UConn by 7, 11:45 to play in the second. Purdue and Wisconsin coming down to the final minutes. Etuan Moore banging home a 3. And right now, Purdue with 8 seconds to go. Well, give them the win. Purdue beats Wisconsin. Mike?
All right, Ryan, thanks very much. ESPN, the home court of college hoops action continues Saturday with a pair of games. At noon, Pitt takes on St. John's. Then at 2, Colorado against #1 Kansas. College basketball presented by 5 Hour Energy on ESPN. Virginia's had its chances the last couple of games. They've been very good from three-point range, but not in this one. They have had wide open looks. They just haven't been able to knock them down. Only 2 out of 8. And they're down by 13.
Well, early in the game, they had some success in turning Duke over and getting some points in transition. But over the last 23 minutes, they haven't had any transition points. And they've been having to play half court. And we can see, again, Duke's half-court defense has really dug in and forced some off-balance shots, some ill-conceived shots by Virginia.
Curry, good head fake, but he traveled. Keel Mitchell will come in. Farrakhan will go out for a breather. Duke has turned it over 14 times tonight.
And that's what's going to really upset Tony Bennett when he looks at the stat sheet should his team lose. You force Duke into 14 turnovers and probably more. You should be able to take advantage of some of them and maybe close this gap.
Harrell guarded by Smith. Zaglinski dribbles out of a double team. Shot clock at 9. Harris double team, got it to Sen. May have overpassed there, had it knocked out of bounds with 4 on the shot clock. Out to Duke. Now, without that young man, who was averaging a double-double when he was hurt, Mike Scott was just so huge for what was going to happen to this ball club this season.
And that last possession really demonstrated Virginia's need for an anchor down low.
Be a foul on Plumlee. That'll be 4 on him.
Had a chance to take a look at the boot Mike Scott is wearing.
Now, he will be able to redshirt, Lenny. They got a break. He was just short of crossing over that threshold where he had played too many games. So he'll be able to come back and play next year.
Yeah, that boot is holding him down.
Yeah.
Now, if he can get that off next year, he'll definitely be the guy to hold Virginia down.
Farrakhan out to Harrell. He was trying to lean into one.
He had a chance at the step through. Didn't want to take the shot.
Farrakhan into a double team. Harris, 6 on the shot clock. He'll fire. Saved by Dawkins. Shot clock at 1. Turnaround jumper, no, and Duke basketball. Virginia shooting 26% from the floor. Nolan Smith. Tough shot and a beautiful touch. He has 19.
Well, he was very cognizant of Sen stepping up to help. Remember, that wasn't down the middle. That was an area where help side could come. And instead of allowing Sen to get to him, he pulls up.
Lead is now 15. Very difficult time here for the Cavaliers. They have to score. Finally, out of the corner, a 3. Joe Harris.
And I suspect the way Virginia's offense is going right now, the only way they're going to get back into the game is to knock down threes.
Totally agree. Singler has been held to 1 field goal in this game.
See, if I'm Farrakhan, I force Nolan Smith to declare one side or the other so that I can get some help side. If you let him go down the middle, he'll kill you.
Son Sen just picked up his 4th personal foul.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Reese's, the perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter.
All right, Ryan, 7:25 to go here. It's a 12-point Duke lead, and we check in with Janine Edwards.
Well, Mike, you were mentioning Mike Scott and how he's sitting on the bench, and we know Kyrie Irving is as well. So what do you do if you're an injured player? How can you contribute? Well, if you're Scott, you've been working with guys like Hassan Sen on hand-eye coordination off the glass. And if you're Kyrie Irving, well, he told me, I'm another set of eyes out there, and he's also his team's biggest cheerleader.
And I was going to say, he'd tell you out about being a cheerleader. We've seen time and time again when we've done games how enthused he is out there, and particularly his special relationship with Nolan Smith. You know, before and after the injury, it's been a mutual admiration society between the two of those guys. And Kyrie Irving just seems to be Nolan Smith's biggest fan and biggest source of encouragement.
Evans trying to penetrate, and Zaglinski can't save it. You know, you're in a different situation if you're hurt. You're part of the team, but you're not part of the team.
Yeah, and it's hard, but you got to find a role. And that's really what it comes down to. I think Kyrie Irving has done that. He's inserted himself in the game through, you know, his bond with Nolan Smith. He says he's another set of eyes. He certainly can tell him what he sees because Kyrie Irving is one of those instinctive basketball players.
Singler with a miss, Kelly with a tip.
And I think Irving's instincts and the strength from those instincts have translated to Nolan Smith as Nolan Smith has become better and better at seeing the floor distributing the ball.
And the coaching staff said that they have been so impressed with his attitude. Another block by Kelly, who has had a sensational defensive game in this one. 4 blocks.
That's an unlikely source.
Yes, it is. And now Duke can start working the clock. We're at 6:09, and they have a 15-point lead. Singler's been held to 2 points. He is the number 5 all-time scorer in Duke history.
Nice job there by Harris defending Singler.
But you know, Singler won't force it.
No, he won't.
Doesn't care about his own numbers. He really doesn't. Nice shot by John Tell Evans.
Honestly, that's the kind of offense Virginia has to go back to. Spreading the floor, looking to take people off the bounce and creating opportunity.
Smith got it.
But the flip side, when Evans is on the floor, Nolan Smith, great success in shooting over him, just using that curl, getting to the middle, and shooting over him with no contest.
The ACC's leading scorer has 22. Another shot spins out, that time for Akeel Mitchell. Here's where Duke is so good and has been for so many years. Clock running down, they have a lead. They know how to milk it.
Well, it's something you work on, and again, your whole values and judgment as far as what are good shots, etc., change when you get to this point. Obviously, Seth Curry didn't get the message on that one. But in the end, that's something that you work to execute, looking for high percentage shots to get to the free throw line at that particular time and really focus on it.
Farrakhan creates contact and draws a foul on Curry. That's 3 on Seth Curry.
Kelly got another one. Had the foul not been called, he got another block.
Singler is used to being in double digits. He is 5 points was the lowest he has had during the regular season. That was a year ago, and it was against this same Cavalier team. It's all right. He's had his share of 30-point nights.
Well, yeah. I mean, in games like this, you know, are in all of us who played the game. Some more than others. But in the end,
you looked at me when you said that. That was really unkind.
I looked at you and communicated to you.
No, you looked at me.
But in the end, it makes it easier when you're winning. You know,
I tell you what, every game I ever played, I was capable of getting 2.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not, but that was good. Plumlee, nice feed from Nolan Smith. Now, you did look at me when you said 2 points.
Who else am I supposed to look at on this table?
You can look straight ahead. 54-37 with 3:52 left in this game.
Take a look at this last play right here. That's the Nolan Smith with his eyes on distribution, creating plays. When he has the ball, defenders have one eye on him and one eye on their men.
You know, he's a different kind of point guard than Kyrie Irving was. Kyrie Irving was one of those instinctive guys who could just run the ball club by being out there. Nolan Smith seems to need more structure. Here are some interesting stats. People who led the league in multiple categories in the NBA. Oscar Robertson led him in all 3, averaged a triple-double, which is just remarkable. Tiny Archibald back in 1972-73 did it, and Michael Ray Richardson in 79 and 80. But Nolan Smith trying to become the first ACC player ever to lead in scoring and assists. And right now, he's got a real leg up on doing that. Tonight, 22 points, 4 assists. He's thrown in 6 rebounds. And, of course, plays outstanding defense, as he always does.
And we've come to expect that from Nolan Smith right now. And when you take a look at the way he plays, you just marvel at the fact that he's allowing the game to come to him. Hasn't really forced much, if anything. And certainly the idea of him being able to get these done without turning the ball over too much.
He was called for a hook there. And to cap it off, he's at his best at the end of the game when they really need it.
While others are content to imitate, we'll continue to innovate. The Lexus RX. Why settle for a copy when you can own the original? See your Lexus dealer.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Distracted by this sandwich, I'm probably gonna veer into your lane, so watch out.
Accidents don't announce themselves. That's why the RX helps protect you with 360 degrees of safety. See your Lexus dealer.
It's not easy running a university all by yourself. The box seats to games, the recruiting trips to exotic locations, not working. The ribbon cutting ceremonies, the fight songs in your honor, the stadiums named after you. There. Better. Yeah, it's a tough job, but hey, I'm a tough guy.
ESPNU Collegetown is bigger and better than ever. Play now at BeTheDean.com.
Brian Burr in studio, checking out the family of networks. Of course, over on ESPN, it's Cincinnati up 10 on Louisville. ESPN3.com. Georgetown, UConn, currently a 1-point game with 4:42 to go, and Pitt by 14 over South Florida. Mike?
All right, thanks, Ryan. Virginia's been held to 37 points in 37 minutes. They're down by 17 points with 3:09 left to go in this ball game.
And I tell you how you do that against Virginia. The Duke defense has really taken 3 of the 4 leading scorers for Virginia out of the game. Farrakhan, Zaglinski, and Harris are combined 6 of 29 from the field. Farrakhan with 5 turnovers. So the harassing Duke defense, the shot blockers in the middle have pretty much taken the scores for Virginia out of the game.
Will allow you to isolate on Nolan Smith on the left while the rest of the game is on the right. Singler with the rebound, and he'll give it up to Nolan. And he will bring it down and milk the clock.
See, that's too easy. If you got to play Nolan Smith in this situation, you've got to be able to deny him the ball. Get on top, force him to go away from the ball instead of to the ball.
They spread the court so well. Smith had this one knocked away. Zaglinski, it's a 4-on-2. They just can't buy one.
Well, that's not Harold Strong's shooting it from there. He's a mid-range shooter, but he had to take it. He was open.
Farrakhan with a floater in the lane. Mustafa Farrakhan knocks it home. 1:55 to go in the ball game. 54-39. He had missed his last 9 shots, so that had to feel pretty good going in. You put great free throw shooters on the floor, guys who can handle the ball, and then you let this happen. Now it's time for Reese's Perfect Play.
Well, it's all about our focus of Star Watch and our focus of the game. Nolan Smith just bearing down on the defense and does a little victory dance after the score.
Usually there's not much hot dog there.
And again, I mentioned KT Harrell. He actually is a pretty good three-point shooter, but not in this game. Shoots about 45%, but again, you got to be able to knock down the open looks if you're going to have any opportunity for Virginia to close this gap. And by my estimation, it's a little too late.
Will Regan, number 4, is in for the first time. And Nolan Smith will go to the free throw line. Or, excuse me, Curry will go to the line. Sophomore from Charlotte, who started his career at Liberty and then transferred to Duke, sat out last year.
See the difference? He's a better basketball player, not to take anything away from Liberty, but at Liberty, he was at liberty to shoot. Here, he's got to be a player.
Oh, I see. .110 and counting. The lead is 17. The only thing in doubt right now will be the final score. Regan with a rebound. It's a jump ball situation. Possession arrow will give it to Duke, and Nolan Smith will come out, finish his night, get a nice hand from Mike Krzyzewski and his teammates.
Well, he's taking both his seniors out. Nolan Smith, obviously, a very, very productive evening. Kyle Singler, not so much. But again, a W is a W. You'll take it. Come back to play another day if you're Kyle Singler.
Smith, 22 points, 7 boards, 4 assists. He continues to lead the ACC in scoring and assists.
Kendall Marshall, though, from North Carolina, right on Nolan Smith's heels in the assist category.
Yes, he is.
So we talk about Nolan Smith's quest to be the first to lead the conference in scoring and assists. That's where he's going to have that battle.
Miles Plumlee got his hand on the rim. And Kyrie Irving, again, the coaches have just marveled at his attitude, especially since it's so frustrating for him because his career got off to a brilliant start before the injury.
But he may be a perfect example of wishing no ill and nothing but good to his teammates in this hour of him not being able to play, and ultimately that kind of karma comes back to him next year should he return, that he'll have a season of no ill.
And this will be the low point for the Virginia Cavaliers. And Mike Krzyzewski will walk out of what he considered a dangerous situation with his 24th victory this year, taking the record to 24-2. Virginia will fall to 12-13, 3-8 in the ACC. And here are the updated standings. Duke maintains its one-game lead in the loss column. Florida State at 8-3, Virginia Tech at 7-4. The final score from Charlottesville, Duke 56, Virginia 41. For Len Elmore and Janine Edwards, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, everybody. Now we'll send it back to Ryan Burr in the studio.
Appreciate it, Mike. So a 15-point win for Duke. They remain just the one loss in ACC play, losing at Florida State.